2016 BMW M3 DCT competition package. BMW baked this automotive version of a German chocolate cake to celebrate the M3's 30th birthday. An competition package containing a 444 horsepower 3.0-liter twin-turbo inline-six, a 19 horsepower upgrade over the standard M3, 20-inch wheels and tires, a retuned adaptive M suspension, revised exhaust plumbing, and a few distinctive exterior design touches. This $5,500 delicacy is available on both the M3 and its coupe kin, the M4, but not on the M4 convertible. The M3 was born in 1986 as a limited production racer, the ideal gambit for BMW's motorsport division, later shortened to the M division, to advance its tuning expertise in the Deutsche Tour and Wagon Masters, DTM, racing series. Major power upgrades, handling and braking gains, and lighter body parts ensue through 5 design generations. Starting with 16-valve 4-cylinder engines, the M engineers stepped up to 24-valve inline-sixes in 1992. A Hellman 32-valve V8 arrived in 2007, followed by a twin-turbo 6 for the current, 5th generation in 2014. Countless journalists have proclaimed the V8-powered D92 M3 Coupe, which was sold from 2008 through 2013, the best car in the world. The loss of natural aspiration and 2 cylinders, not to mention the move to electrically assisted power steering, are major setbacks for the current 3 and 4 series in general and the M3/M4 in particular. Consider this new compensation package the M division making amends, keeping up in the 4.0 second club. BMW had little choice. With Cadillac's 2V cars, overpowered Chevrolet Camaros, the Shelby Mustang GT350R, and the Mercedes-AMG C63S all cracking the 4.0 seconds to 60 mph barrier for less than $100,000, the boys from Bavaria had to put up or go home. Give BMW extra credit for assaulting V8 enemies with its supremely potent twin-turbo straight-six. The M3 and M4 are BMW's double whammy gifts to owners willing to sacrifice some suppleness during regular driving for razor-edged reflexes on the occasional track day. The adaptive M suspension and a wealth of steering, damping, throttle response, and transmission calibration settings give this pair flexibility unmatched by any competitor. Our experience with these M&Ms during routine commuting, on visits to the test track, while hammering our favorite back roads, and while lapping Chrysler's 10-turn, 1.7-mile closed circuit and the M3 convinced us BMW has definitely not lost the scent. Kudos go to the M3 for topping the M4's value. The sedan's $64,495 base price is $2,200 cheaper, and you get 2 more doors and a 3rd seatbelt in back, which the M4 lacks. This may be all the ammo necessary to convince a skeptical spouse that the M3 is, in fact, a dual-purpose family sedan. Also, a 4-door tends to draw less attention in traffic than a slinky, fast-moving coupe. Our test car was equipped with a $550 Yaz Marina Blue metallic paint job and 6 options beyond the competition package: carbon ceramic brakes for $8,150, a $3,500 executive package containing a head-up display, a heated steering wheel, a rear-view camera, a backup warning alarm, and headlamp washers, a $2,900 dual-clutch automatic transmission, top and side view cameras costing $750, and a $350 enhanced USB port for easing smartphone connection via Bluetooth. The car tested here was a late 2016 model. For the 2017 model year, a slight shuffling of standard equipment results in a $500 rise in the base price of an M3, nicely offset by a $750 reduction in the cost of the competition package. The total tab of $88,095 is steep in comparison with the Camaro and Mustang alternatives, but on par with super sport sedans offered by Alfa Romeo, the Giulia Quadrifoglio, Cadillac, and Mercedes-AMG Athletic at the track. Even though the compact M4 we tested broke the 4.0 seconds 0 to 60 mph barrier with relative ease, in 3.8 seconds, the M3 reviewed here did not. Reporting a lack of launch adhesion, our test driver clocked the sprint in 4.0 seconds flat on the way to an impressive 12.2 second, 120 mph quarter mile. While that's a tad slower than a Cadillac CT-SV, 3.6 seconds, and a Mercedes-AMG C63S, 3.9 seconds, it's comparable to a Corvette Grand Sport, a Shelby GT350R, and a few of the current Camaro SS cars we've tested. The M3's most impressive feats were hustling to 160 mph in 26.1 seconds and beating the aforementioned Vet to 150 mph by 2 seconds. While it's no secret we prefer 3-pedal cars, this M3 uses its dual-clutch automatic to excellent advantage. The 7,500 revolution per minute upshifts are crisp and perfectly timed to keep boost on the boil and the superlative 6 in the meat of its power band. With a significant share of its exhaust energy recycled to the intake tract and only 3 liters of piston displacement at work, this engine accelerates the M3 with less commotion than is typical for the V8 crowd. For majestic motor music, a BMW inline-6 is tough to top. Other track stats are just as impressive as the M3's ability to streak in a straight line. Stopping from 70 mph in 146 feet with no hint of fade and circling the skid pad at 0.98 grams with all 4 tires shouldering their fair share of the cornering effort are performance figures to envy. These results are handy for taking the M3's pulse versus the world's best at sports sedans, but they don't dig deeply enough to touch this car's soul. That requires road miles and track laps, tasks we thoroughly enjoyed. The acceleration surge feels like an atomic particle flung by the Large Hadron Collider. Whether it's a smooth escape from a green light or a passing blitz, the M3 performs delightful disappearing acts. Then, at 100 mph in 7th gear, the Sweet 6 hums at 2,900 revolution per minute, growl a notch lower in intensity than the wind ruffling past the A-pillars, adaptable to daily chores. 5 switches and a dual-clutch automatic's shift lever let you play the M3 like a baby grand. In addition to a full auto mode, the stick and paddles behind the wheel offer ratios perfect for every occasion, holding each gear in manual mode even when the engine runs out of revs at 7,500 revolutions per minute. One quirk is the lack of a park position. When you switch off the engine with the lever left in gear, the driveline automatically locks with a P displayed in the instrument cluster. A drive mode switch below the shifter offers efficient, relaxed, and sporty modes when the shift lever is in D and comfortable, fast, or really fast shifting when the S, sequential, position is selected. Control freaks will also love the efficient, comfort, sport, and Sport Plus programs for the power steering, the dampers, and the engine dynamics provided by push buttons to the left of the shifter. Cycling through every alternative takes patience, but that's the only way to plumb the depths of the M3's personality. Doing so, we discovered that care must be used in first gear with the engine dynamics button set in Sport Plus to avoid neck-kinking jumpiness. We were surprised to find that with the dampers maxed out in Sport Plus, the ride quality never enters the punishment zone. Although the tires clomp heavily over even mildly broken pavement, while stiffer springs and damp tie roll bars are key elements in the M3 competition package's makeup, the suspension's secret weapons are brilliantly tuned computer-controlled dampers. Peter Schmidt, BMW M's head of driving dynamics, acknowledged that extra effort was invested in tuning the M3's ZF-Sax continuous damping control system for optimum performance on a wide variety of road surfaces. The starting calibration is soft to avoid harshness over bumps and expansion joints. A sensor array keeps an electronic controller well informed to of structural reinforcements at the front and rear of the M3 allow by damping forces to be transferred to the body without the shake, rattle, and roll that kills comfort in less astute sports sedans. The stability control button at the top of the M3's 4-button stack merits due deliberation. One tape disables traction control, handy for extracting the M3 from a snowbank. Pressing and holding the button for a few seconds engages the AMP dynamic mode, where nearly all stability control assistance is suspended. This eliminates understeer at the limit of adhesion. AMP dynamic mode should be restricted to the racetrack, where neutral handling allows you to glide around sweepers with the tail hung wide in perfect synchronicity with the steering angle you've dialed into the front wheels. Let your driving ability and insurance coverage be your guide. Ultimately, the competition package's prime attraction is its split personality. Without sacrificing daily driving practicalities, it allows this sedan to shine as a weekend track star. Like the M2 and M4 that bracket, the M3 never turns a cold shoulder to BMW's better days.